Today we're gonna talk about one of the most popular manga series of the last decade, and how it inspired a new wave of incredible manga. One Punch Man has captured the hearts of millions of fans around the world, and yet at its core, it's absolutely ridiculous. It is. No, this is not a reboot of my very first video on the channel. We're going deep on this one, boys. Saitama, a seemingly average guy who becomes the most powerful superhero in the world after just a couple years of training, resulting in his ability to obliterate any and all opponents with a single punch. You've heard the story before, right? Despite his incredible abilities, he struggles with obvious depression, loneliness, boredom, and a severe lack of ambition. He's basically any player after finishing the main storyline in a video game. All abilities maxed out, pimped out of your mind with the coolest gear, quests are all completed, and now what? This leads him to seek out new challenges by battling a host of monsters and villains wreaking havoc in his prefecture, but none come close to making him feel basic emotions such as fear or danger. What sets One Punch Man apart from the other manga series in a genre is its ridiculous humor and its subversion of the classic superhero tropes. Instead of a traditional hero's journey where their protagonist slowly becomes stronger and more capable over time, Saitama starts out as an unstoppable force from the very beginning. This creates a unique dynamic where the tension and drama come not from whether or not Saitama can win, but when he will lose, or at least face a true challenge. Intertwined in his story are some of the greatest and strongest polarities of emotions I have found in manga. From laughter to deep introspect, it's quite frankly the best roller coaster I've ever sat in. So I hear you already. What's your point, man? Get to it. My point, if you've let me finish, is the phenomenal influence of One Punch Man on the rest of the industry. The recipe and the final product are so evidently a hit combo that many other stories have flourished from the foundations of One Punch Man. First on our list is Mashle, a manga whose anime, by the way, is soon to debut on Crunchyroll, so look out of my reaction videos on the channel. The story follows Mash Burnhead, a young boy who lives in a world where magic is everything, and very much like in Black Clover, those who can't use it are treated as outcasts. Despite being born without magic, he possesses incredible strength and is capable of otherworldly physical prowess that allows him to compete with the most powerful magic users in his school. What's special about Mashle is again its comedy and its unique take on the underdog story. Unlike other manga series where the protagonist slowly gains power and mastery over their abilities, Mash starts out as an absolute unit from the very beginning. This creates the exact same dynamic as Saitama, yet adds an element of uncertainty as to how far his physical strength can take him in a world governed by magic. His simplistic character design with an aloof and unfazed personality is clearly reminiscent of a familiar bald guy in yellow spandex. My next example is the most absurd yet most evidently inspired one. Rooster Fighter. Now, this one will get many scratching their heads in disbelief that it actually exists and that it's fantastic. Now, follow me on this. The plot's bare bones approach is simple. A lone overpowered rooster named Keiji wanders around various cities of Japan, defeating scores of kaiju. Along the way, saving the world and getting freaky with the local chicks. Really. His ultimate goal is to find and kill the kaiju who killed his sister in order to avenge her death. You've heard it right, an overpowered rooster defeating giant monsters with a cocky attitude and hilarious humor. Yeah, that's a thing. And side note, this manga has no business having such flawless artwork. Exactly like... To close it off, the most notable and obvious example is, of course, Mob Psycho 100, a manga series once again created by One. The main protagonist is Shigeo Kagayama, aka Mob, a middle school student with insane psychic abilities whose part-time job is to help cast out spirits for a shady self-proclaimed greatest psychic of the 21st century. Despite his incredible powers, Shigeo is meek and unassuming, preferring to keep a low profile and avoid conflict. What's special about Mob Psycho 100 is again the humor, action, and deep introspection. It gets really emotional with this one piece. Like, really emotional. It also features some of the most dynamic and creative action sequences, both in the manga and its anime adaptation, which, by the way, is a solid 9.5 out of 10 for me. Go watch it, it's absolutely insane, and you will remember it for the rest of your life. And if you don't, just come back on this video and tell me I absolutely suck. Shigeo's journey delves deep into themes such as personal growth, friendship, and the dangers of power. Sound familiar? One thing's for sure, Mob Psycho 100 truly cemented One as a legendary storyteller. While One Punch Man has clearly inspired a new wave of manga, it's important to recognize that they each added their own twist to make their stories stand out from the crowd. With the highly anticipated third season of the anime on the horizon, it's clear that One Punch Man is still only getting started and that all of these other wonderful stories flourishing in its wake are an eternal testament to the greatness of One. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer, I hope hope you enjoyed learning more about this incredible series and that you'll give them a shot as they truly are fantastic in their own right.